Thank you so much, Reverend Sharpton. And yesterday, I was clearly trying to find a way we can properly express what we're facing as a country. And as fate will have it, Reverend Sharpton reached out, and in the spirit of those who are standing behind me and beside me, we are coming from the same place. And I think these elected leaders, as well as the religious leaders, are a fair representation of what we are feeling in our country on the whole. When a bullet leaves the barrel of a gun, it does not discriminate. It not only seeks to harm the target, but as we saw yesterday, innocent people are also severely injured and lives are taken. And there's so many questions that I believe is lingering over us. What happens when a 20-year-old reaches a point where they believe the only way to settle their political differences and disputes is to use a AR-15 or AK-47 or any other form of handgun or weapon? That sends a terrible message, and it only mirrors the poll that I have been quoting for the last few months, that only 18% of 18 to 34-year-olds really love America. We have watched our children radicalized to a place to be anti-everything, and the extremes have basically hijacked what we feel as a country and what we stand for. I cannot thank Councilman Borelli, Minority Leader, enough for understanding how significant this is. We could line up on political lines, but he's a dad, like I am a dad. He loves this city like I love this city. He believes we should raise healthy children and families like I do. And good, healthy debate is part of the democratic process and what it represents. And then when you see Rabbi Potasnik and the imams that are here and other faith leaders that are here, every day in their houses of worship, we want to send out a clear and loud message on how do we live together as members of the greatest race alive, and that's the human race. It was a chilling visualization as I watched what happened yesterday. Inches away from the former president losing his life. It's unimaginable that his children would have to experience that, his wife, those who love him and his family, and those who are politically aligned with him. To watch that in horror, to see the history of what bullets have done, how it has reshaped our past, and it could reshape our future. Ever since Abraham Lincoln, Dr. King, Ronald Reagan, the families of the Kennedys, both Senator and President Kennedy, losing their lives. Medgar Evers losing his life. We're watching how the destructive power of a bullet can change the entire direction of our entire country. And I am troubled by some of even the responses we saw on social media on so many different levels. We have to ask ourselves, what are we doing to our young people and our families? And how do we regain that? And I believe it's by doing the accumulation of people who are here today to start with this small group and really put in place a letter that we're going to send out and ask everyone to sign on to it, to stop this toxic violence that we're seeing. Political violence is not how we settle, how we peacefully transfer power in this country. We have been a living example for the entire globe on the success of this country in its hundreds of years as we're on the eve of the 400th year celebration of how we have managed, even during difficult times, to show who we are as an Americans. And that's why I'm here today. And I'm so pleased that Reverend Sharpton reached out and we're joined by other leaders who are saying the same thing. We must live together. We must start the process of healing not only our country, but healing our young people. A 20-year-old was in possession of an automatic weapon and was willing to use it to take the life of someone he had a political difference with. That is not acceptable, and it's not who we are as a country, and it's not who we are as an individual, and it's not who we believe our children should become. There's no place for hate. in our city or our country. And I'm going to commit myself to those who are standing here today and those who are not here because they could not make it because of short notice, to state we will move our country in the right direction. It starts with us. It starts with us. And so again, I want to thank everyone for joining us today as we dam every river of the toxic violence that we're seeing so it does not continue to spill over into a sea of violence. We can do it together. Thank you, and I want to call on now Reverend A.R. Bernard, and followed by him would be the minority leader, Councilman Borelli.